Hi Bob, how you doing, mate?
Very well, thank you, Martin.
How's things down in the West Country?
Quite sunny at the moment, and I'm lazing back, having played golf today, so not too bad at all.
Yeah, you've got a pretty low handicap on golf, haven't you?
It's not so low as it used to be. It's going up. I'm off 9 these days, but I was off 4 at one time.
Well, 4 is impressive, and 9 is still extremely impressive. I believe 9 is the highest available. What's that, 24?
28, actually.
28, yeah, that's mine. That's mine. You know, I couldn't hit one straight if I tried. However, I believe the Bullseye Tour is coming up soon for you.
Yes, we're very excited about it. John Lowe, Eric Bristow, myself are taking the original Bullseye with 1 or 2 very small modifications to the country from October at major theatres, ranging from the Spa at Bridlington, the Hexagon at Reading, Lakeside, would you believe, the final one on the 20th of November, yeah.
Oh, that's wow.
That'll be nice to go back there, and Eric won't be at that one. Martin Adams will be substituting for Eric at that one, but this starts on the 14th of October. We're at the Harlequin Theatre, Redhill, and then we go at all points east, north, and south, and west. Very excited about it.
There's going to be some interaction with the audience there. How's that going to work?
Very easily. I mean, the audience will be split into 3 sections. I'll draw 2 punters from my section. John will draw 2 from his, and Eric will draw 2 from his. And there's your 3 teams. And we actually get to play darts with them and play against each other and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, I should imagine it will, Wayne, but it should be. I think there'll be a lot of squeaky bums, you know, with the guys coming out of the audience. Absolutely dry, no hand steadying fluid, and playing with the likes of you know, with 3 world champions.
Well, that'd be pretty much like it was in the old days when we were on Bullseye on television. There was no hand steadying fluid, as you so beautifully put it. If you were lucky enough to find a bar somewhere, you still had to be pretty close to the studio to get your call and get on. But allied to that, the board was a bit too high.
Really?
Oh, crikey, yes. Yes, the board wasn't exactly the correct position, nor length. Anything that could be wrong with it was wrong with it. So it made it one of the hardest jobs we had to do in the year, actually, to go on Bullseye. How on earth anybody ever got the 301 in 9 darts, I don't know. But I did it. I managed 380 and had the pleasure of Bully's company for a few months.
Did you actually get to keep the Bully's prize, or did you have to give it back?
We had to give it back because they started filming the next series.
Oh, how tight was that? That's not fair.
But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
I'm sure it was. Walking on cold, studio lights, 9 cold darts.
Oh, that's about right. While the advert was on, you probably got 12 practice darts, and then off you went.
Well, that's actually put quite a bit of perspective into it, because over the forums, you know, people have been talking about the pros on Bullseye actually hitting bad scores, so now that's pretty much explained how it happened.
Well, there was an awful lot of pressure.
I bet.
In a very short period of time, with, as you say, no warm-up really. So they sometimes had a board in the green room, but it wasn't exactly the best throw in the world, shall we say.
Sort of dog and duck style with a bit of sawdust on it.
Yeah.
I believe also the League of Legends is starting up next year.
That's right. That's another thing to look forward to for us old boys. We're going in April all over the country with 1 or 2 new faces. Dennis Priestley, Wayne Mardell, Steve Beaton joining myself and Eric and John Lowe, Bobby George and Keith Deller. It should be quite a good show, playing each other every night for points and then eventually getting a playoff for the overall champion.
Is this going to be televised?
That I'm not sure of. To be totally honest, I don't know. At this juncture, I would have to say it probably isn't. But again, we're going to major venues, which have yet to be finalised.
So there could be some really quality nights watching names that we've all grown up with.
Yeah, and very competitive nights as well, with the addition of Dennis Priestley, Wayne Bardell, and Steve Beaton. You know, there's two more world champions there, and Wayne brings his own individual style to the game.
Individuality, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I've met Wayne a couple of times. He's a bit of a character.
Yeah, he certainly is.
And of course, Dennis, even though I think we call him semi-retired, but he's still a quality player, and you can't escape what the guy can do.
Oh, good Lord, no. I mean, you'd be dead in the water if you underestimated Dennis Priestley.
No, we saw him up at the lakeside. Sorry, not the lakeside, the Ali Pali last year, and he put in one of the best matches over that fortnight.
Yeah, he's still got a tremendous amount of ability.
Absolutely. If we can move on, a subject that must be close to your heart is the World Masters. You were the first player to take it 3 years on the bounce, in the old format as well, going right through the card.
Yeah.
Now, that's been kind of repeated. Martin Adams has won it for the last 3 years. Do you feel that he's equalled your achievement, seeing as he's been seeded?
Well, he certainly equalled the achievement of winning a tournament 3 years running, which incidentally I also did with the Pacific Masters in Australia, so he hasn't quite got that one yet. Whether we can say he won the same tournament as me 3 years running, I don't think we can, to be totally honest. You hit it right on the nail, seeding. I came in from day one, game one, and Martin comes in the last 16. I think it's a totally different tournament, to be honest. We share the same trophy, our names upon it 3 years running, but I think the tournament bears little resemblance to the original format.
Yeah, I agree, and a lot of people on the forums tend to agree with your view that it's just not the same achievement. Now,
but take nothing away from Martin's achievement of winning it 3 years on the spin. A darts tournament is a darts tournament, and he achieved that, for which he should be applauded. I'll take that off to him. I know what it takes to win a tournament 3 years running.
Yes, of course, he's beaten everybody that's been put in front of him.
Indeed.
Now, I spoke with Ollie Croft last week regarding the Masters and the seeding and how it's changed. And his take on it was that it was the best thing that ever happened to the event, as he felt it was dying.
Well, Mr. Croft and I rarely agree. Whether it was dying or not, I think is irrelevant. The tournament was there, and it's been won, and good luck. But it's too great a tournament to lose. I don't think it would have died. I don't think it would have been allowed to die. To be allowed to die would be a crime.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that as well. But then looking at how it's been treated this year.
Well, I think television-wise, it's shifted around a bit, hasn't it? I'm not absolutely au fait with it.
Well, the crack was that the BBC pretty much dropped it with no notice to the BDO, and they had to hawk it about, and they did really well to get it onto ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
But they had to slot it in, and it was not a permanent fixture. It wasn't cast in stone at the beginning of the year when it was actually going to happen, which obviously gives problems to the players.
Yeah, yeah.
So they have to work their schedules around it.
Yeah. It is to be hoped that a somewhat more concrete footing for a marvellous event will be achieved for this year.
Well, I would hope so for next year anyway. That it's one of the first on the list of Lakeside, so the players know how to plan and gain their ranking points, rather than having to swap their schedules at the last minute. Now, when you retired from competitive darts, you were still ranked in the top 32. Why did you do that when you were still pretty much there at the top?
Well, it was 4 years ago. I turned 60. I'd had 30 years tramping the boards around the world. I couldn't commit to the schedules either physically, mentally, or financially. It was becoming too exacting. I felt it was the right time. My late father always said to me, quit when you're at the top. That way you walk out with respect. If you start slipping down and slipping down and slipping down, you disappear into the mist of time and people don't remember you. I think those words were very, very useful to me, and I lived by them.
Yeah, that sounds like good advice. Do you miss it at all?
Yes, I do. Something that's been a part of my life for such a great period of my life clearly has got to be missed. I mean, I've been watching this week on TV, I've watched the match play, I watched the World Championships, both of them. And yeah, there's a tinge of envy and a little thought, golly, I wish I was there. But it doesn't last too long, I can assure you. You know, I don't have to think about going to tournaments every weekend. I can play golf or I can go fishing and generally be a retiree.
And how do you enjoy your life being retired? You know, doing the exhibitions that you choose to do, stuff like Bullseye, League of Legends. Does that actually suit you really well?
Oh, it does. It sits very comfortably with me, I can assure you. There isn't the pressure that used to be there. Life is a little more leisurely. The fact that I can still get out and play darts with some of my peers from yesteryear and still put on a good show. I practice 3 times a week still, despite the fact that I've been retired 4 years. I want to maintain certain standards, but the standards of the game generally has gone up and up and up and through the roof. And I take my hat off to the lads. Their ability today is greater than Eric's or John's or mine at our heyday. Things have moved on.